Okay, perfect. So hi everyone, it's 4 o'clock in London. Thank you so much for all being over here. It's great to see so many people from so many parts of the world. I can see people from America, from England, from India, from Turkey, Greece. So that's great. You know, it's great to have a diverse crowd over here. So today's webinar is mainly for garment trims and accessories, which is one of the most integral parts of the business, which is maybe people don't realize, but like Doran. So I didn't get your name, Doran Manufacturing. What's your name?
I'm Joseph.
Joseph. Okay, perfect. And I just saw Concord. Would you like to say something as well? You know. So, like I said, you know, we at Fashionablyin, we like to connect people, and our webinars are very informal. You know, there's no like, there's nothing.
Can I just butt in? I thought this is a talk about trimmings and fashion accessories or something. What does it say?
Yeah, garment trimmings. Yeah, exactly.
Garment trimmings and accessories, because I don't want to talk to other people looking for, you know.
No, so just to think. Yes, today's discussion is on garment trims and accessories, and that's. I think we have. Yeah. So you have, I'm just going to get everyone to mute right now, and then you can unmute when you can. Yeah. So. Yeah. So thank you all for being here. You know, and yes, today's talk is about garment trims and accessories, and that's why we're going to focus on that. But like again, it's about facilitating trade. And more important is about people connecting with each other, because that's how business is done today, you know. And we have people attending from all over the world, which is great. And I'm just going to start talking to each one of you. And please feel free to connect, talk about your company, chat on the panel, put your information out, because that's how business happens. You know, we have people. We have buyers here, we have retailers here. We have suppliers and manufacturers, and more importantly, people from all over the world. So just going to start with Joseph from Duran Manufacturing. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Great. So why don't you start telling us more about your business? And have you COVID has impacted your business? And the next question I want is, what is your focus? What are your main products, and what are your key what's your specialty about your business?
Well, I'm 4th generation manufacturing for collar supports, collar stays, butterflies, and just about everything that you use if you're going to make your own shirts. The packaging, the stuff you throw out immediately, but it has to look nice to sell it. COVID impacted our business by pretty much 80% for the last year. We actually shut down for 4 to 6 months, except for one person in the factory doing the stuff that, I mean, the people who were still ordering were ordering. And it's just, yeah. I mean, our main thing that we sell are the collar stays. For reinsert into your shirts after, you know, it gets lost in the washer, dry cleaners, main manufacturers, like I actually can't name names.
So who would you say are your target customers? Are they brands or are they manufacturers?
Well, the manufacturer orders from us, and then the brand contacts the manufacturers these days and tells them what they want and what sizes and everything else, and sends them the logo that they need to put on there. I mean, for the most part, most people outsource their actual manufacturing, like Polo and all the other main people. So we tend to sell directly to the manufacturer itself.
So just a quick question. Is yours all made in America, or do you outsource your manufacturing as well?
Everything we sell is made in America.
Okay. And do you find that being an advantage or a disadvantage, or how has that been for you?
Well, because of the trading system here for USMCA, America, all the islands, and Canada and Mexico. I mean, it's good for us, but it also makes it so that sometimes if we try to send stuff to certain people, there's not always the best way to ship stuff as far as customs, because we're made in America for everything. I mean, every country is different.
But do you feel that a lot of brands in America are very for or pro made in America and made in USA completely? Is that something that you've been, because at least in the UK, I see it's a very big movement happening. Is that something similar that's happening in America as well?
Yeah, I mean, it means remotely a big deal, but as far as the US goes, I think people are just, oh, this one's this much cheaper than that guy. I mean, these days it doesn't seem to matter as much, but it used to be like a nationalism thing, I believe.
So another question that I have is your market just America, or are you selling to other parts? Do you have other customers in other parts of the world, or is it just America, your business America focused?
We sell to everybody. I mean, I ship stuff to India probably the most out of everyone that's not Mexico or the Dominican Republic or Canada.
Okay.
And it's become more and more frequent over the last couple months. I don't know exactly why. I'm guessing maybe some people over there went under during COVID, and they're having a little bit of a supply problem.
Okay, great. Just gonna bounce off to some of the other participants. I see Beth. Beth, you're here. How are you?
Hi, yeah, sorry I was a couple of minutes late. I'm well, thank you.
No problem. So just gonna ask you a few questions. I'm gonna speak to some of the other audience as well. Like I mentioned, Fashionablyin events are very casual with the aim for people to connect with each other. That's what we do. And I can see people from all parts of the world over here. Today, business is global. And believe it or not, I have had so many people tell me that from our webinars, they've connected and done business. So so they're small, but once again, they get recorded and it's always live. So, you never know, 5 years or 10 years later, you're going to see this webinar somewhere. So Beth, why don't you tell us more about your business and what you do? And then I'll just bounce some questions. And then does anyone else in the audience would like to say something or ask a question, so then we can make it a little more interactive.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, my name's Beth Cosmos and I run a brand from East London. So I'm based in Hackney. My brand's called Billy Goats and Raincoats, and we create rainwear from tents that are left at music festivals.
Oh, wow.
So it's a recycled rainwear brand. We make unisex children's coats, adults coats, pet coats, tote bags, trousers, hats, all sorts of rainwear. To date, I started the brand in 2018. Everything's been made from tents to date, but we've just had a year, and we're coming up to our second year now of no festivals. So we're going to run out of tents by the end of the year. So we're looking to diversify and use different recycled fabrics to make garments from for the end of this year and next year. So, yeah.
So my question is, how important do you think trims and accessories and embellishments are for your clothing? How important would you say, or would you rate that maybe on 10, or what is your take on embellishments, accessories, labels, tags?
Yeah, really, really, really important actually. Good sort of just as important as anything else. So 8 to 10. I mean, when you're working especially with the recycled fabric, it's things like the craftsmanship and the finishing touches that go into it that take it from being a discarded tent to a high quality garment. So I consider everything from the threads that I use to the zippers that I use to the way in which I insert tags and how the tags are made sustainably, high quality, etc. those things are really important to help me create a product that is a high-end product that's got high quality in it, and it reflects obviously the design and work that's gone into it. So those finishing touches and trims are super important to the end product.
And right now, where do you source your trimmings from? Are they all UK sourced, or do you source from all over the world?
Yeah, so like, for example, I'm getting, I try to get things from the UK when it comes to like my recycled padding for things like dog coats and stuff, comes from a really small company here in the UK to try and cut down on CO2 and on emissions and things with traveling. So I try to get it from locally, but then things like zippers are coming direct from YKK. So, I mean, it depends really on how high quality the product is. Has it been made in a sustainable way, and how sustainable is it to get it from where it's coming from to me? So I take those things into consideration when I choose where I'm shopping from.
Okay, great question. Just great thing that you talk about sustainability. Now, Joseph, just a quick question. I'm sure people ask you about sustainable trims, and what is, are you a sustainable company? Are your products, would you say it ethically manufactured? What is your take on that?
I mean, most of our product comes from recycled plastics, just because it's a lot cheaper, to be honest. I mean, it also helps the environment too. And then the same with the paper. Recycled paper is 80% the density of new manufactured paper for some reason. So we tend to try to stick to that as well.
Cool.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna speak to some of the other audience. I see Induo Innovative Shirting.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? So
Fine, and you?
Great. Where are you from?
France.
Oh wow. So are you a shirting brand, or what exactly do you do?
So we are not a brand, we are a fabric provider.
Okay.
So we sell mostly for men's shirts. So obviously, same as our friend for the collar stay, we've been greatly impacted by COVID, people not getting married and not going to the office anymore. But we also sell for women's wear and kids wear, because you can basically, with the poplin fabric, you can do pretty much anything like dresses or full outfits. But we have a 100% cotton fabric, resistant to stain and sweat, that we patented. So if that's of any interest to any of you. And I've duly noted the Color Stays website, because I think we could have some synergies.
Great. So just I'm going to get back to you with a few questions as well, but just to get a little more of our audience on board, Jagdeep, yes, are you there?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, and can you tell us more about what you do and where you're based?
We are a very small fashion trims company in London.
Okay.
We have a design house in London with sales team. We are doing all the manufacturing and all quality audits and shipping and logistics all from China. We have China operations as well with our own team there. We do all sorts of fashion trims, working with directly with the many retailers like Tesco. Next, we work with people like ASOS, Baba. We used to do a lot for Topman, Topshop. We do Next. We do many other retailers like Carol Millen and Wallace as well. We do all type of trims, specialized in buttons. But we are now we have noticed that our business has shifted more for nightwear, for laces, for Primark and for Asda. But we do mainly volume lines. That's just our business model is. We never get a chance or we never get a chance to go that side of industry where the fashion designers work, or they procure the trims and unfortunately, we never get a chance to get into that side of it. But we always say this side where we are doing more of a budget lines like Primark and Asda, but we do
So,
large volumes all
so
from
like
China.
you mentioned volumes, which is another question which I want to ask Joseph as well, which is a very important thing today. When I speak to a lot of people who come to our shows, the first question they have is, I really want to connect with a supplier, but what are the volumes that they have? What is the minimum quantity? So Jagdeep, why don't you tell us more? What do you have a minimum quantity? What is the process?
Yeah, many different products. We have very wide variety of products, but our MOQs could be from 2,000 pieces to 50,000 pieces. There are certain embellished products we do where the minimums are a lot less because it's a handmade with metal base, so we can have a even quantity of sometimes on 1,000 pieces as well. But when it comes to buttons, for let's say we do top man button, majority of buttons for top man done by us, we are nominal supplier for them. Their minimum is for large size buttons, say 20,000. For a small size button is 50,000 buttons for each size and color.
And
So
so do you feel like this is a process where the brand nominates your company, or is that how it works in this? Or how, I mean, how, just to understand, and just so the audience can understand, how do you procure more of your orders? Is it because you get nominated by the brand, or do you go after the manufacturers and then supply them because they have the connections with the brands?
okay, because we have a design house and a sales team in London, what we manage is we work with retailers direct. For
Okay.
example, we are working with lots of contracts for Tesco's at the moment and Primark, where we work with their design team, and then they tell when they send the technical pack to their factories, let's say in Vietnam or Sri Lanka, our trims article numbers are there on their technical pack.
So
Then
they've nominated you.
whether you call it a nomination or whether you call it this is our preferred supplier, because we many times we see in the whole chain of event that when things go to the factory, let's say in Bangladesh or Vietnam or Sri Lanka, they see a trim, they get samples from us, and then they start trying to outsource that from the local cheaper supplier, and then many times they contact Tesco, say, look, your technical pack, fashion curves coating trim for $1 for 10 pieces, we can get that for probably 80 cent. That 20% saving in a trim can, because Tesco is pressurizing their garment factories to reduce the overall cost of the garment. They don't care how this garment cost will come down. All they care about is whether factory have to
Nice.
cut the transportation cost, or they want to cut the cost of the button or laces. Or if they say your button preferred supplier is quite expensive, they say procure something somewhere else locally cheaper. We have seen that some retailers, they stick to it because they are more concerned about the quality, because all our products come from Okotex certified factories. We don't buy any product from anybody else unless they're
So
Okotex certified.
these are your own factories, or do you
No,
outsource it?
we outsource. We work with. We have 3 factories for buttons. We have 2 factories for laces. We have 2 factories for metal trims and fitments, and those factories are all Okotex certified.
Okay.
And people like Next, they specifically say, no, you can't change supplier. You have to stick to Fashion Curbs. Baba, they nominate. When this comes to nomination, factories are not allowed to outsource our products somewhere else. Tesco, in other way, completely different game. Primark, completely different game. They say, we want a cheaper garment. We've chosen the style. If you want to copy, copy. But nobody say that in black and white. I'd rather be very honest here. But we see that out of 10, the conversion rate is somewhere around 60%. The rest 40%, we lose that conversation that, okay, yes, garment have changed their styling, they change the button due to costings, we get all sorts of reasoning for why the button from technical pack didn't convert into an order. But finally, the manufacturers in Vietnam or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, they place orders to us. They are the one who agree credit terms and payment terms with us. They are the one who pay us. But all the designing, approvals, fits, submissions, approvals, all get done with the retailers in most of the cases.
Okay, great. Just getting back to our audience, Elisa, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And why don't you tell us more about what you do and where you're from?
We are from Italy, and we are producers of heels, soles, and accessories
Oh,
for
wow.
shoes. And we are located in close to Bologna, and our name
Beautiful.
is Tacchificio Monti is our name. And we produce for the main brands such as Jimmy Choo, Valentino, Chanel, Dior. I don't remember
So
the
you
more.
would say mainly on the high end, the luxury market.
Yes, because these brands are usually manufacturing in Italy, in Tuscany, in Macerata, in Marche, is a region in the middle of Italy, and yes, in Veneto is another region in the north of Italy, and well, I joined this meeting. Is not a lot of time I'm working with them, so I'm quite new in the company, and I joined this meeting, which I don't know if it is the first time you are arranged
No,
this.
we do these every other week, every week.
Oh, good.
And every week we focus on a different subject, different topic, which is fashion and design. So this week it's garment trims and accessories. On Thursday, we have another
I'm
one.
very interested. Well, we are working with producing accessories. So mainly for garments and for shoes. And because we have a molding machineries.
So this is your own manufacturing?
Yes. We are 160 employees, 10,000 square meter building.
Wow.
And we produce for accessories. We started for Dior, Ferragamo, and Chanel. And okay, we use the same method of molding we used since many years for shoes.
Okay, just a quick question, which I want to ask you, and as well as Joseph from Duran. So when it comes to minimum quantities, I know in luxury, in high end, many of the factories, they do work with smaller quantities. So does your company have a minimum quantity, or is it, or do you even take orders from small companies because these are like luxury designers?
It depends. Shall I answer?
Yes, please.
Okay, it depends on what you need. If it is a standard accessory, which we have already molded for other companies, we are ready to manufacture small quantities. I can't say a minimum order quantity. Of course, if we have to mold a Ferragamo logo, then we produce ourselves the molding which we use. So we from the designing of the accessory up to the end. So also the painting of them, we do everything, because we have also a galvanic place where we produce galvanic accessories.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Did I answer?
Yeah,
Did I answer?
Yeah, great answer. I'm just gonna get back to Joseph. So Joseph, just want to ask you, what is your minimum quantities, and what is the process that if someone wants to place an order with you, how do they go about it? Do they email you? What's the process so people can understand?
I mean, for these, the butterflies, minimum quantity is 10,000 a box, and box is only this big, actually not these butterflies, for these, because they're molded, it's 3,500, and they're like 3 times the price of the other ones. And then for the shirt boards, 1,000 per box. I mean, it's about how much space it takes up, as well as we pre-package most of them. It's like she said, if we have it on the shelf, you know, we'll sell you the amounts that you want. You know, it's not really an issue. But if we have to manufacture it and bring it up, and you only want, you know, 500 of them, I mean, we're either gonna have to overcharge you for them and tell you when you order, you know, we're gonna charge you this much more than it would be if you just ordered the bigger amounts, or we're gonna have to just say no. I mean, there are a couple times where someone has wanted like 12 boards, and we'll be like,
how
no,
do people place orders with you? Is it through an online process, or is it through an email system where they email you, you send them an invoice, then they wire you the money? What's the process?
there is a contact us on our website, which we're going to be redoing the website soon because it looks like we haven't done anything since like 2002. I mean, it's really
Please
bad.
put the link on the chat. Please put the link on the chat so everyone can see it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were saying, so then people contact you, and then you give them a quote, and how does that? What is the? I just want to, so people can understand the process if they want to contact you for your products.
You can do the contact us, or you can email us directly. The contact us just forwards to our email. I mean, that's exactly what it is. So either way, most of the time it's emails. You can also call in. We have no problem speaking to someone over the phone and giving them a rate over that way. I mean, it's a lot quicker, to be honest, and I prefer it. But I mean, it just depends on the person. We have some people who order every 2 weeks, and it's a small quantity, you know, 2 boxes, and it's always something different. And we have some people who they order like, I want to say 80 or 90 boxes at a time, once every 2 months. I mean, it just depends on the manufacturer that we're selling to.
So just want to get to the audience a bit right now. Mr. Leo, how are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
good morning, everybody. Name of the company is Eurotextile.
Okay.
We're in New York. I've been in business since 1992.
Okay.
I am a converter. We buy only Italian goods and we sell them in America. Mostly high-end. What else to tell you? I'm actually surprised that this is so good. I actually didn't even think to even join, and I clicked and it brought me to you guys, and I am so happy. I'm glad I joined. Like to meet you, Elisa Monti. Io parlo italiano.
Very
And
good.
I also rep a French company. Name is Maison Lévesque that could probably help you in your trimming endeavors. We can exchange information and I'll tell you.
Yes.
So mainly what do we do?
Thank
So
you.
we only do high-end Italian silks, $70 a yard, $80 a yard. So mainly we have a niche in the United States of the high end. Have we suffered over this pandemic? Yes, but I had a good month last month.
I can show you. Just a second.
So the market is resilient. Where is it resilient? In the upper, in the upper end, and the better end always sells. And I was hearing people that make buttons, and I was just going to ask, what is like the most expensive button you do? And if you have buttons made out of mother pearl, for example, that would be a question that I'd like to know. What else? The French lady with the shirting. So nice to meet you. I think it's very nice to see a brand out of Paris. It's as if we're all dying, in the first world. All these things are so expensive to produce and invent and do. So good to meet you. Also, the lady in London with the skins and the coats for water rain. And then finally, I want to say something about this green environmentally movement they all talk about. It exists. You can do some stuff that it is green. For example, us in Italy, we have done the best to not use as much water as we should, for example, to clean the silk. So now we recycle the water, and that's green. But that's pretty much it. Everything else continues to be not too green. So green movement needs to
the
really be
mindset is
looked
there. At least people's
with a-
mindset is there. People are thinking.
with a magnifying glass. Because sometimes I have clients that say, Leo, let me have a fabric that's green. I cannot lie to you and tell you this is hemp. You can smoke it and it's all green. It is not. We use dye. We have to wash the fabric. So I'd rather be 100%,
honest.
transparent to the client. Said it's not all green, but look, the water we use in Italy is whatever. It's much less water. We also use soap for Marseille, which is a type of soap that is made out of olive oil and wood shaving burns. So it's very nice soap and blah, blah, blah. And it actually enhances this green company that makes this soap. But that's pretty much about it, about this green kosher movement we all need to have and present. We should be more transparent about it. And so that the client, because then you're going to get a client bent on having everything green, and that doesn't exist. Okay. Just doesn't exist. I have a label in Miami who is starting their label and they say, I want all cotton, I want all linen, I want everything to be green, green, green. The designer is about 28 years old. And I said to her, well, really, I cannot help you then because my stuff is not all green. And she was, no, but you tell us. I told her, well, it's green in a way that is produced with less water. Very few articles I sell here. I have a niche in solids. And it's mainly what we sell for bridal houses and like that. We have a very expensive Moroccan crepe we develop in Italy. That's 25,000 threads.
So would you say most of your
62 inches wide. It stretches mechanically because one of the threads is knotted, and that we sell for $180. It's like a regular crepe. You can buy maybe something similar that's polyester for $5, but ours is $180. And do we sell it? Yes, there's some clients that are high end that buy it, and so that's what we do since 1992. I was 25 when I started. I'm much older now. I'm 57, but so I've been doing it for a while. All right, and this venue I like, I will join it again. And if you guys have any questions here in New York, let me know. We're on 38th Street in the Garment District. Lots of bankruptcy, lots of people closing. Broadway is closed. The ballet is closed. So that has an impact on custom designers and people who make, theater clothes. The only ones active are the movie people, Netflix, HBO, lots of stuff happening with them because they have all this production right after the other. So they're a nice little pool of customers if you can get to them. So they're active in the area. And then I'm open for any questions. I'd rather people ask me questions. And Elisa, I'd like to I didn't write down the name of la taccheria. Non so se si chiama così.
Tacchificio Monti. Shall I spell it for you? T-A, or shall I write it for you?
Yeah, maybe put it in the chat.
Chat is, where should I put? Tacchificio Monti.
Tacchificio.
Yes, Monti, M-O-N-T-I. I just want to show you, I was not prepared of showing anything to you.
No,
sorry.
I know exactly what you do. I know exactly what you do. I am exactly.
So I was not ready, but just to show you, this is Balenciaga accessory we just produced.
Fantastic.
For Balenciaga.
Fantastic.
And this is
it's made out of what? It's made out of what?
Is plastic, green plastic, because is a sort of plastic which is green.
Yes. Yes, the plastic can be green. Plastic can be reused.
Reused.
But we rather use
this is a
sort
of lock. I don't know if you can see. Is bended, can be bent. Okay.
That's a horse D ring. That's a bit ring. Very nice.
Okay, then we make sorts of chains. This is only, I was not ready. So this is the chain we produce for bags or yes, bags mainly.
I like it.
And sorry, and this is on. I don't know if you is something I had on the desk, so it's not. I've only this, but okay.
Jagdeep wants to say something. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Elisa. These trims which you showed, which you are saying is 100% green, and you're supplying this to your customers or or people who are making the. Do you provide a sort of
Certificate.
or
Yes.
is it
Yes.
GRS you follow in Italy or something else?
Is the raw material which is providing us the certificate of being green.
So your
So of
factory
course,
certified.
yes, the factory is certified, but this does not mean that the product we could be certified but produce with a material with the raw material which is not certified. So we provide, as we follow the flow of the production, we can certify the product by batch. Okay, this batch is green.
And do you supply any?
Certify not only the company but also the raw material.
And do you supply to just in Italy brands, or do you provide all over the
No,
world?
we supply to all over the world.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. I'll definitely share, because we are looking for a European supplier for a very quick deliveries. As you might have heard, ASOS took over Topshop and Topman and Miss Selfridges, and we do Topshop. And recently, just last week, we got requirements for a very quick, like 300 pieces or a 500 pieces trial runs, where they wanted something cut, make, ship, and deliver to the within 7 to 10 days. And so they wanted trimmed like within.
You know, the production of heels is used to be very quick, because yes, they change models and sampling, and so we are used to have everything is urgent, and we are lucky that this material is not heavy, so for shipment the shipment by DHL doesn't affect much the cost of the unit of the yes, of the order.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
okay, just sorry, go ahead, Jagdeep, go ahead, please.
Ms. Leo asked a question about mother of pearl buttons and the real horn. Just to quickly answer that, you asked for mother of pearl or you asked for real horn?
Both.
Oh, okay. So just to give you an idea about, we do mother of pearl mainly small sizes, 16 or 18 line. Rough estimate 18 line natural mother of pearl, we do it somewhere around $16 per 100 or $18 per 100.
How much again?
16 or $18 per 100. That is delivered Vietnam. So if you want delivery somewhere, let's say in Italy, again, shipping logistics has to add on that. And to give you an idea on the real horn, we again do it for small quantities. Let's say 24 line size buttons, real horn, we're talking about $15 per 100, and 32 line, we do it somewhere around $20 to $22 per 100. That is all real horn.
That's nice. All right, so send me you have, I can give you my email, you can send me. I'm interested
I'll put that in the chat about my.
I'm just saying, so it's 100 pieces, so it's a gross of 100 for $15?
No, it's 100 pieces. We don't follow gross, but yeah, it is basically 144 pieces per gross.
140 pieces.
144 pieces actually, one gross.
How much?
But 144, 144.
Okay.
That
the unit is how much? Excuse, my math is not that well. So what's the unit? How much is
per 100? The price I quoted you, an estimate is that is based on per 100.
Okay. All right. I'm interested.
Just getting back to Joseph now. So just want to understand one more thing. Joseph, do you use social media to promote your business?
I think
What?
fashion, you have two. Echo.
Yeah. So my question is, do you use social media to promote your business?
Well, I just recently became operations director slash sales slash whatever. We're a small company, but I don't promote our business so far, primarily due to COVID. We normally go to this show, the Clean Show, in New Orleans every 2 years, and we'll go to the Bobbin Show in Atlanta every 4 years, I believe, or 3. But we just had during COVID, one person quit, is why I am now at the position I am. This was supposed to be like 5 to 10 years later.
No, my question is because garment trims is a very B2B business, and everything getting online. Don't you feel that today it's an important thing to get on social media to promote? And that's my next question to Elisa as well. Are you using social media to promote your company, and what is your take on that?
So far, no. I'm dealing with a lot of other stuff currently that was neglected and catching the rest of that up to speed. So I haven't really had time to branch into other things. This is pretty much the most promoting slash anything that I've done in the past couple months since I ended up in this position. But I want to make us an Instagram, make us a couple other things, and put our name out there more. I do think it is extremely important these days, especially with people like me ending up the people that are buying stuff. And like our website, like I was saying, the reason it needs to be updated is because you send someone like me to go look for something and you come up to my website, you're gonna go, no, this is outdated. They're not gonna, have what I want. And you'll move to the next thing, not even thinking that they're just a normal company.
So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I want to say something about social media. It is important and you should have it, but you got to be very careful. Competition is also doing it. So you have to be very careful what it is that you're going to do with the social media. So make sure you have a plan, understand who your competition is, block them out of whatever it is that you're doing, create a hashtag in case of Instagram that suits you. And so you have to be this social media thing is a sword double edge. Okay. Understand that because everybody's in it. It's like a gigantic salad. Okay. So now, anyways, listen, I have to leave because I have my partner here and I have a client coming in. So, but I like very much this happened. I will join again. You have a contact friend in New York. This is the market. They buy all your stuff here. So who knows?
It's the biggest market. Everyone I speak to, they say one thing to me always: "Get me in America. Get me in America." That's all. Everyone I speak to, everywhere in the world, they're like.
I always say this: in America, it has 51 states. There's always, in our case, 10 women that would buy our fabric in each state. So having said that, so each state has its own little market. So America is where the purchasing power is, where they appreciate stuff that they don't care whether it comes from India or this or Italy. If it looks good and it fits the aesthetic they want, people would buy it. In our case, we're high fashion.
Last question before you leave, Leo, right?
Yes.
So just completely off topic, with the new government and the whole change, what is your take on that? And what do you feel? Do you think it's going to be more positive for business with the new?
Well, I just read an article on the New York Post about wine importers from France into the United States, how they were being hit with taxes, which before they didn't have any tax, but now they have some tax in lieu of the tension that there's created between the Airbus Airbus in France, it's a conglomerate that gets money from the government, and that is an issue with the United States. So the United States now has kind of woken up and understand that trade needs to be more fair in order to participate. And so why did they have to pay some taxes for the French wine? They weren't paying taxes before. Silk from Italy doesn't pay any taxes because we don't produce it. But America wants Italy to buy more stuff from us, and they're not doing it. They're actually selling $1 billion worth of wine into America. So they're eyeing the Italians. And what do the Italians buy from us? They buy medicine. They buy vaccines for several types of sickness and so like that. So this government is yet to be proven. We don't know what's going to happen. You know what happened here. America is different now. It's juxtapoint. There's two halves. They have to come to the middle first so I can say to you, this is what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Current administration is keeping lots of stuff from the previous administration. So some of it, not all of it, but they're not budging in China. China has become an issue for trade. They're not transparent enough. Americans love doing business with them because they're themselves making money. So the shuffling continues. We have to wait and see how things happen. But know this, when you make a good product, it sells. It's okay to pay your taxes. It still sells and you'll make a profit. It's just going to be well priced. You got to know who you're selling it to. Social media is good, but be careful with it because it's too close for comfort at times. All right. So that's it. So listen, I will join next time. Shoot me an email anytime. I'll put my email now in the chat.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leo. It was a pleasure to have you. Great insights. Just want to get back to a little bit of the other audience that's here. I see someone from Dufour, Uruguay. Does anyone want to say anything? Does anybody want to say anything? I see Uruguay. Are you from Uruguay, sir? Dufour? You got to unmute. You'll have to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Please tell us more. Where are you from and what do you do?
Okay, we're from Uruguay, South America. And right now, what we do is just import garments basically from Asia. We used to be manufacturers here in Uruguay for a long time for about knitwear, flat knitting machines. And since 2015, we start to import from basically China. And that's what we are doing now. But we used to have a medium-sized factory here in Uruguay, and we used to export for more than 7 or 8 countries in the world when I was 25 years old. I started business when I was 21, and when I was 25, we were doing exports to 7 or 8 markets in the world. So right now we just can import because it's almost impossible to produce garments here in Uruguay.
So how's the COVID situation there? Is it really bad or is it improving? What is it like?
About COVID, we were doing really great at about November. We only have about 34 cases in the whole country or something like that. After November, cases start to increase. Right now, we are having about, I think, 5,000 infected persons in the whole country. And we are once again lowering the curve. So each day we are having less infected people. So that conducted us our government to close the borders, of course, basically because we have borders with Brazil, which is very, very bad situation, and also Argentina, which almost in an uncontrollable situation. So I can say that we are doing very good if we consider that we are in South America and basically the neighbors that we have, that they are in a very, very bad situation. So it's let's say by now, it's very good for us.
Thank you. So I'm just going to get back to Elisa in Duo. I have a questions for both of you as well, and Mr. Jagdeep. But just before we start, I want to just try and get to. Does anybody else want to say something over here? Lakeway Botanicals, would you like to say something?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, I am Lisa Mafus, and I'm the owner of Lakeway Botanicals. It's a certified organic hemp and CBD company here in Lakeway, Texas, and we're freezing cold now. It's 10 degrees and snow on the ground. So I'm so happy to be here and join you all. And hemp couture is the future of fashion.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just excited to be here, and thanks for having me.
So, we actually have a webinar for the hemp industry. It's on
Yes.
it's on April, it's on 4/20 actually. So
Yes.
so
You've invited me to speak on that day.
Yes.
And I was sent a link this morning, and I was a bit confused, and then I got on and I was like, oh, I thought I was going to be speaking to someone, but it turned out to be terrific. So thank you so much. The world is moving at a great speed in the hemp and CBD industry here in America.
How important, because this is about garment trims, accessories, packaging. So just a quick question, because it's pertaining our talk. How important would you say is packaging, tags for your products in your business? Do you think is that the reason why I would sell more?
Yes, absolutely. Marketing is key, pretty packaging, and the quality. You want to represent the quality of the product that you're getting and the brand, and know that it's the highest quality of hemp products and CBD, which are two different items, but yeah, absolutely important. And it's very expensive. And if I could ship my hemp in a hemp box, it would make a lot of sense, and have hemp paper and have hemp clothes and have, shoes and purses and, the whole everything would be absolutely fabulous. So.
Okay, so I'm just going to get back to Elisa. Elisa, one question I want, how does your company market? I know you guys do trade shows, if I'm right. I think I've seen you guys at PV before, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? But how important is social media in a B2B business like yours?
Before COVID, we have to divide the period before and after COVID. Before COVID, we didn't have any need to market our company, because we have been approached by the companies themselves without making any marketing approach on the market. Now that the demand of the luxury has been, well, I can't say decreased, because it's much more than a decrement. We have been forced to develop a website, to be on Instagram. So we are developing a marketing campaign on several social media in order to find new customers. That's it. So we didn't do anything apart from some fairs, some international fairs, where all big brands were there. Because as I said, we are a producer for brands. So we don't have our own product.
So my question to you is that I know you guys do only luxury and stuff. What about small brands and small designers? Do you work with them as well?
Yes.
And
yes.
And if someone wanted to place an order with you, can you just give us an insight about your process? How does the process go? They email you?
We have almost, if we are talking about heels, for example, we have almost 1,000 different models of heels. We can offer to the customers. For example, a customer says that they need a 10 centimeter high heel. We provide them drawings, technical drawings and pictures of this size. If they give us the angle, it's better because it depends on the sole you want to put the seal. They choose the product and we provide with usually a minimum order quantity for these, let's say, free heels, which are not for Prada, not for Gucci, are not for Jimmy Choo, for example. We provide a minimum order quantity of 200 pieces, which is nothing. I mean, it's just the sampling.
And if you to say, what is your average price of your products?
Oh no, it depends. We have heels of 0.8 euro up to 50 euro.
Okay.
Can't say. Depending on finishing, how do you want to finish? If you want to put stones on this, if you want, I mean, sometimes you have to put 1,000 of little stones, and this is done manually because we are almost an artisan. The stones you can't put.
So so my next question, what are your lead times, like approximate lead times once someone places an order?
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay, so quick turnarounds.
Yes, because yes, as I said, heels is a market where you have to be quick because the season when they decide to produce a shoe with a specific heel, it's already late.
Right. Okay, so now that we're just coming towards our end of our webinar, I just want to ask the audience, does anyone have any questions for some of our speakers who've spoken, or does anyone want to just exchange some thoughts or any other words of wisdom that they would like to say? Please go ahead. This is your chance. Jagdeep? Oh, sorry. Balar, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm interrupted. I'd just like to give a quick introduction about my company.
Okay.
My name is Varun. I'm from Bala Olympics Private Limited that is based in India. So we are into trims business from the past 35 to 40 years. And I am the third generation in this business. We have two companies. One is an Okotek certified manufacturing elastic company that is based in India, manufacturing. And the other one is a trading company that basically looks into all the other trims and accessories. We are working mainly with companies in India and brands across the globe, which are doing manufacturing mainly in India.
And so would you say, has your business been impacted by COVID, or it's just been smooth sailing?
It has impacted, but because of the demand of masks, I think somewhere we have sustained, because elastic being a major product that was used in masks. So somewhere there we have again done good business, and some other trims being used for PP related products. But overall, if we talk about other trims, it definitely has got affected.
So, and what's your name? Your name, please.
My name is Varun.
Varun from Balar. So why don't you leave your contact details on the chat? If someone wants to contact you, they can go ahead. And does anyone else would like anyone else would like to say something before we? Yeah, please.
Yeah. I mean, first about social media, we briefly discussed. I would say LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Rather as a trim supplier, as a B2B business, I would say it has added value to my business. We are LinkedIn. We connect a lot of people through LinkedIn. We make contacts. We introduce ourselves. Then we go into a private email communication from that. But the initial dialogue we start from LinkedIn. So I suggest everyone, we should try LinkedIn as a starting point for a social
So
media.
you have been successful using LinkedIn.
Yeah, definitely, it has added value to my company. So I suggest LinkedIn to anyone and everyone. It's a great portal to be and just to see what's happening in the industry and connect people from that. rather than Instagram. As I said earlier, I'm not that side of the world where people deal with very high luxury brands. We are more from the mid-range volume lines. Those Instagram or Twitter doesn't add great value to business like ours, but LinkedIn definitely. Especially to when to find, if you want to find new customers and new people who are could be interested to your products, or connection, or creating more bigger network for your work. LinkedIn is a very good starting point. And second, to Balar, you mentioned, sorry, to Balar Impacts, Varun, you mentioned you are Oketic certified elastic supplier.
Yes.
Have you thought of, are you doing anything sustainable? Are you using any sustainable material at the moment, or you're just Oketic certified for now?
We are Okotek certified from the past 3 to 4 years. And right now we are bringing in a sustainable range in which we are using yarn that is made out of plastic bottles. So basically, it's a PET converted yarn,
Yeah.
and we are going to be making our trims out of those products. That is yet in the development phase.
Yeah.
So to bring it to mass production, I think it will yet take some time.
And Varun, are you anywhere close to put that new ranges together of the product? Forgive, I understand the production side of it can take time, but do you have ranges, or do you have any started developing that new ranges for these new sustainable materials? And have you applied for
No,
certifications for that?
no, not really. We actually had developed it only at the request of particular brand. And right now we are, after COVID, we are focusing more on it, but yet we have not yet come out with any range as such. But definitely for the future years, that is our plan, to bring out more sustainable products.
Because that's the biggest challenge at the moment I'm facing in my industry, is that our customer want us to source sustainable products. Customer want us to
But the
source.
question is, are they, like Mr. Leo also mentioned, are they actually really sustainable? That's the real question.
See,
You have to really
like,
ask yourself.
we are working with a factory who producing PET material, and they're certified as well. And they are actually PET material buttons and PET material fastenings, and they are 100% green. Now, at the moment, for example, Asda and Tesco, they're pushing out saying we want our garments to be as sustainable as much possible. So they're not saying 100% every single trim which goes onto the garment has to be sustainable, but they want to start that, they want to initiate that journey. And they have already done quite a big of work on the fabric, but trim side, when they speak to people like us, we're struggling to find factories who are GRS approved, or who have a range.
Not certified.
Yeah, so they say, look, you can have polyester buttons, they're all from recycled material, but when it comes to certificates, they can't provide that. And that's our biggest challenge at the moment. And to be very honest, for me to come to this webinar, I thought that I'll put my question out to other trim or accessory suppliers or other buyers, that if they are facing the same challenge, and if they are facing, how they're dealing with it, what is the route out, how we can reach out to suppliers who are certified or approved and still be very competitive. I can easily go to GRS website of Textile Exchange, and I can see a list of suppliers there, but mostly are trading companies, and who are basically they are putting their 20% markup on top. We would put our 20% markup on top, and that product itself is expensive to start with for production point of view. So an expensive product, two channels, adding their margins, by the time I try to sell to my customer, it's just going to be out of reach. Or for people like Asda or Primark or Tesco to use that PET approved button, it's just not going to be possible. So that is our challenge at the moment, of finding the right suppliers who can give us a competitive prices, certified.
For certified organic
Yeah.
and ethically sourced. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you all for being here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can I speak?
Sure.
My
We're going to be ending. you have literally 30 seconds. So please make it quick. Yeah?
Okay. Mahi this side. I'm representing Ralin brand from India. Actually, we get too much by the business in this during this pandemic. We are going so smooth before that, but now we get too less with that. So uh, I just want to say that it's okay.
Mahi, what's your business? What do you,
We are manufacturing units, sir. Banga knitwear.
and what do you produce?
We produce usually everything. It includes man wear, woman wear, and also kids wear. With
Great.
our
So we have a women's wear webinar on Thursday. You know, if you write to us, you could get on the panel as well. But I would like to thank all of you. Joseph, thank you again for being here. Onika, thank you for being here. And like I mentioned, we at Fashionablyin, we connect people. We have a trade show in London, hopefully, crossing fingers. We will be back in September. And till then, we're working virtually. We have virtual packages which we offer and which we connect people, and we connect them with sales agents and buyers. You know, so because we have to leave and it's time up. But thank you all for being here. It was a pleasure, and I hope everything bounces back and everything gets back in action really soon for everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please leave all your contact details on the chat, and we will connect. And like I mentioned, if you guys are looking to connect with more buyers or sales agents, please connect with us at Fashionablyin, because that's what we do best. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you.